And then you got the whole thing for us that's so good about it is we've got the airport, but then we also have places like, Augusta, Savannah, Thomasville.
Peachtree DeKalb makes it easier to get to the
Columbus.
northern part.
I mean, all those border cities are going to catch
You're going to
different
catch
media, especially Florida and South Carolina. They're going to catch some of that earlier media.
Well, Aiken, South Carolina is so hot these days because of that.
Well, and a candidate could go over there and do an event in Aiken and hit South Carolina, but also work on drawing in Georgia people as well. It's a 20-minute drive for some people. So anyway, it's been really exciting seeing everybody, just like your blog, getting all these interviews with presidential candidates. We're getting to experience what people in Iowa and New Hampshire do. Maybe not quite to that scale, but still, the Red State event in years past, if we hadn't had the SEC primary and that event just happened to be in Atlanta, everybody would have flown in and they'd have flown right out. They wouldn't have gone to the barbecue joint or gone to Perry or Savannah and then went on to Alabama. Have private events afterwards like Carly and Walker did and Cruz. I mean, it's been pretty neat.
And that turned out to be a nice kind of addition. Was that Red State sort of wrestled everything away from the Iowa.
Well, that's a good point. Now, I've told a couple people this. I think that's probably the most defining thing that's happened in this whole new world of presidential politics is the death of the Iowa straw poll. Was because number one, of Eric Erickson getting, setting that venue up at the same time and giving the candidates an option, which I think, quite honestly, a lot of them probably wanted. Any candidates that have been to straw polls, it's just a dang crapshoot. You spend a lot of money, and quite honestly, a lot of times you don't get much for it. So I think there's probably people that wanted an out, but just that being in coincidence that we're having the SEC primary and that event happened to be in Atlanta this year, it just really set the stage that people could come here and literally spend 24 to 48 hours and hit 5 or 6 really big states when you think about SEC primary.
And we probably had folks from the Chattanooga media market for Red State.
Right.
And maybe they would decide they're going to follow the Cruz tour or they're going to go see the Walker event.
Well, I did an interview with Fox News Channel. I don't know if it's aired yet or not, but they interviewed me because they were considering riding with Cruz on his bus tour that he was going to do. It's obviously national, about as good national political news as you can get. But, they interviewed Carly Fiorina there, too, and I'm sure they did a lot of the other candidates. I mean, it was getting national media attention. Right after that, there was like 3 national stories talking about the SEC primary.